So today we will learn how to write mini code. Okay. Um, uh, okay. So we will say develop mini applications. So today we'll develop mini applications, and tomorrow we'll talk about developing AI based applications or open AI. Okay, where like so far what we've been doing is we like today also we will be typing on chat, but tomorrow we'll see how to uh, you know um, um, run the code from program. Okay, so let's first develop mini applications today. So let's say so tell me what kind of applications you want. So before that, okay, if you talk about applications, right, we have two types of applications mostly. Okay, one is your desktop based, okay, and then you have web based, right? Now web based is something that you can host it on website, and then others can also access it. Okay, you can host it on your machine, your server, or anywhere, and others can also access. Desktop based are something that is available on your machine, okay, and nobody else can access. But then these are also, like, if you remember older applications, right, 10-15 years back, most of these were desktop based. So you would have installer, right, okay, that you would install on your machine, but they were what you call as server client based. Server and client based. Okay, so server is something which is kept on single server somewhere. Okay, and the client would connect to that server, and that's how your information would be saved. Let's say if you are doing a project management application, suppose. So if you are building a project management applications, so you will have the client installed in machine where you will be able to access the project. So how will client know which project you are supposed to work on? So on server, okay, you will have admin who would create the projects. So when you log in from your local machine, okay, you will be able to actually connect to the server and get all the data. And whatever you do in a local machine, you can save it to the server, and that's how it will be visible to everybody connected to that server. But today we will talk about developing, the desktop based, which will be on your machine itself. So you have web based and desktop based. So let's talk about some examples. Okay, let's say, okay, and we are not adding AI features to this today. Okay, we'll do it next time. So web based is something that you can put it or access through browser. So before we come back and use ChatGPT to create our applications, I'll just show you an example. Okay, so before that, okay, so there are a lot of there are a lot of software where you can use web code. Okay, but today I'll show you how to use a notepad, because anyway code will be written by ChatGPT, so there's no point of installing any other software. And in fact, PyCharm also helps us to create web-based applications. So you should be able to see my notepad. Okay, so web-based applications are driven by HTML. Okay, so HTML, okay, which stands for Hypertext Markup Language, is a code, okay, using which you can develop website. Okay, and it has tags. Okay, so to make it a HTML page, okay, you write a tag called HTML within angular bracket. Okay, so angular bracket, which is less than greater than, within that you write HTML, so that the browser knows you are writing HTML code. Every code that you write will have a closing code as well. Okay, closing code is same tag with this hash, okay, this is called forward slash, right? Because it's the slash is looking to fall down forward, right? Fall forward. So it's called a forward slash. So you, okay, so that's the first thing, okay? HTML, okay, in the beginning and in the end, and all your code has to be within this open and close bracket. Then this has something called as head. Okay, so head is something which will not appear on the page, but these are important, okay, for your SEO, okay, SEO, or you want to save some information, you want to validate something. So all those code will be within head, and then comes body. Body is where all your code has to be there. Okay, and this is case insensitive. That means you can write lowercase, uppercase, it doesn't matter. Okay, so now what we have to do is you have to save this as HTML so that it can be accessed through browser. Okay, so this is a simple notepad. I'm going to say save as. Okay, and what I'll go to D drive, and here I'll say simple applications. Okay, now here, okay, I'll select all files, and then within quotation you give it a name. So I'll say, okay, what do you want to build here? Okay, you have any idea, anything that you want to build? Simple web page kind of thing. So how about building okay, project management tool, right? So let's say, okay, so let's make it your calculator, monthly expense calculator. Okay, so where you you give your monthly expenses, okay, and it will add them up, and you can, so you will have date, expense type, okay, and yeah, so date, expense type, okay, and then you'll have a button called calculate. It should give you the total expenses per month, and we can even do some visualization. Okay, so let's do that. So I'll call this as, within quotation, okay, you gave it like expense tracker or something, expense tracker dot html. Okay, and I'm going to copy this because we will run it later. So expense tracker dot html, and I save it. So it got saved at HTML, okay, and we can make edit in Notepad. So here, okay, header, okay, we have another tag called title. Now, okay, now with ChatGPT, you don't have to remember all this, okay, but just to show you how it worked, okay. Title is something that appears on the top. So when you open a web page, right, the page will have a title. Okay, so this is how you give title here within head. So I'm going to say my monthly expense tracker. Okay, and now I'm going to save it, file, save, and let's go back to our browser. We'll have to keep shifting. Okay, and here I'm going to open that page. Okay, and that is that expense tracker dot html. Is that correct? Yeah, so it did open the blank page, right? Okay, now if you see my cursor here, you see my monthly expense tracker, the spelling is wrong because we gave wrong spelling. Can you see this? This is the title, my monthly expense tracker. Can you see my mouse cursor? Anyone?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so we'll go back and change the spelling. Okay, we made a
Yeah.
spelling mistake here. It was just on purpose to show you that when the title appears, expense. Then you save it, and then you go back, and now you say refresh. So now you see spelling has been fixed. Okay, let's build this application. Okay, and for your daily need you can now build multiple applications. Okay, and yeah, so I'll say create single page. Okay, or you can say single page, or you can have multiple page also. You'll have css and all those things. Okay, so let's first create a single page. Okay, which is easy to handle, and you can have multiple pages also. Okay, so maybe in the next program that we do, we'll try to create multiple pages. So create a single page html web based, okay, monthly expense tracker. It should accept the entries like date, um, transaction type, transaction details, transaction type. Okay, transaction type, just two options. What is that? Income or expense. Okay, so you want to make it radio button or drop down, right? You can give it here. So I'll say radio button. And a calculate button which will calculate total income, expense, and net income. Net income is income minus expense. Okay, for every month of data entered. And third part of web page will have a line graph showing all these three metric. Okay, which would refresh on the same calculate button. Okay, so I've given the what do you call prompt. Let's wait for it to analyze and give us the code. So if it is not possible, it will tell us, okay, that it's not possible. Calculation can be done. I'm very not sure if line graph would be created in a single page. You would need an image, right? But let's see. So for HTML, okay, yeah, it has created, okay, so entry from date, transaction detail, amount, income, expense, radio button, calculate button for monthly total expense, line graph refresher every calculate button, browser local storage, so your entries stay saved on the same device browser. Now see here, the problem is, since we're talking about one, like one single page, okay, you need a place to save the data, right? Now, data that you enter, okay, where will it be saved? So what it says is it saves in your browser storage, okay? Now let's first see this. So it got downloaded, and what we'll do is we'll look at the code here. Okay, let me copy the code from there. Okay, so if you change the browser, it would not appear. Okay, so we'll see how we can handle that. So I'm going to open that with Notepad first, copy the code, and then I'm going to paste it in our.
Are you doing that, Saurav? I can't see that.
I'll show you.
Are you doing in another screen?
No. I'm doing it in our screen only. Okay. So the code that was there, okay, I copied the code and I saved it in our file here. So see, this is the code that is generated. Okay, so HTML language English. This is head where you put all those information. Now, container, all these things you see, these are called like these are used to handle the font size. Okay, color, all those things. Okay, generally, okay, this would be in a CSS file. Now, see, when you create multiple HTML files, 10 files, let's say you create, so the color, font, all those things would be same for a website, isn't it? So instead of copying and writing this entire thing for every HTML page, it would be in a CSS, okay, page, and then from CSS page, this would import all the HTML page would import, right? But since we're talking about single page, okay, it added everything here, okay. It talks about gap, padding, radio group, right? So radio go to should be aligned center, gap between two radio button, padding, all those things it has given. So all these things are in the header. Okay. Now I'm going to save it and see the output first. So we'll go back and we'll go back to our builder here. Now we'll just say right click, refresh or reload. So see, your application is ready here. So date, amount, okay, yeah, see, we forgot to tell the amount, but it remembered. So now you can go and say transaction in February, 6th February, amount was, and if if you want specific, because it knows that I'm from India, it has given me rupee symbol. You can ask it to give dollar or whatever, okay, that you want. In your case, it will give you dollar because it knows that your location is in US. So amount, let's say I put 450 and I say here grocery. Okay, this is expense type. Okay, I'll say add entry. Then one more in February, let's say 11. Okay, 900. Okay, and I'll say mobile payment. Okay, expense, add entry, and see, you can even delete it if you think it's wrong, and we'll make one income. So 1st Feb, let's say salary. Oh, okay, so salary, let's say I put 1200. Okay, and I'll say here salary. Okay, income, add entry. Now we'll do couple of entries for March. So March salary, okay, entry. Now for March, okay, so all these are February, right? And this is March entry. Okay, 500. Okay, rent, let's say, entry. So let's say we are done. Now you say calculate and refresh. So see here, it says monthly summary. Okay, so total income that we got 2900. Oh, first one, yeah, 1200. Okay. The rent I should have given expense, right? So let's delete and see. Can it work? Yes, delete. Did it delete twice? Yeah, my mouse, actually I need to change my mouse, okay? So let's say I give here 1200 salary, income, add entry. Now we will have something like 15th, enter amount, 500. Here this is say grocery, okay, and expense, add entry. Now we'll say calculate and refresh. Okay. So here you see total income 2400, 1200, 1200. Total expense is this, net income is this. And so your for month of, so this is 0 to 26, right? February. So February your total income, net income was minus 150 rupees, right? Expense was more than the income. And in March, okay, 1200, 500, 700 is your income. Now you see, income is flat, okay, 1200, 1200. Expense was very high in February, fell down in March, right? And your net income, because it fell down, net income rose. Let's add something for April, okay, 1200 salary, okay. Now refresh. Now you see, you got it for 3 months here. Isn't it amazing? Okay. And now you try to refresh it. You should get a fresh screen, no entry made, because information was saved in the other browser, in the Chrome, not in the, this is Brave, okay, not here. So what we'll do is we'll go back to ChatGPT and we will ask it, okay, to, we'll ask it to suggest how we can save it. So here we come, say, can you modify the code to save the data, okay. Now there are different ways, okay, to save the data permanently in a file, okay, which will be accessed by the application when loaded. Okay, let's see. So there are three. Okay, so what it says is a pure, because we said one page, right? So I should have told it that we should create another page. Okay. So here you keep your app fully local but allows download data as JSON and upload the same file later. So what it says is every time, okay, so we'll have one option there called download JSON. So whenever you are done, you click on download JSON and the data will be downloaded in JSON format. And then when you are starting again, then you upload the data again, which is good because even if you do not want application, you want to move the data, and this is what happens, right? So in real world, people use different data sets, right? There are different applications. Now let's say you are using SAP, okay, and now you want to move to Oracle. but all your data is in SAP. Now, if I move to Oracle, how do I make sure that data from SAP would be imported into my new system? So all this system will allow you to download the data in a standard format. JSON is a standard format, XML is a standard format, CSV is a standard format, right? Okay, so SAP would allow you to download the entire data, in JSON format. And then Oracle will have option to upload the data. So this is how you can easily move from one system to another. Okay, so I would prefer download data as JSON. Okay, so here you see these are buttons. Add these buttons in your existing buttons and add these functions in the script. Okay, so what I'll say is, okay, these are all like steps. So what I'll say is, okay, I want to download data as a JSON file. So can you create final, okay, or final code for HTML where we have upload and download button. Okay, so it told us where to add what, but instead of we scratching our head and trying to figure out where to add what, we'll say give me the entire code. Okay, okay, now so if we go back here, the option, what was that? JSON was which option? This said first option, right? So here you see, okay, already download button is there. Sorry, yeah. So already submit. What do you call? Yeah. Already you will have calculate button, right? So okay, same place we are writing download and upload button. So download is when you are done with your data, you say download. The entire data on your screen will be downloaded in JSON. And then when you are refreshing again, next time when you log in, you say upload data. So this is the button and this is the script that we have to write in head. Okay, so all these JavaScripts, everything is written in the head, not in the body. So with this we should be able to do that. Okay, and same thing, okay, you'll see, okay, it has created here. But what I'll do is we'll try to edit based on what it has given. Okay, if it doesn't work, then we will go and copy the entire data. So I'm going back to our HTML code. Okay, and it says first thing it says is add button. So I'm going to copy this button part, and then button would be on calculate. So somewhere okay, down here, because that will be in body. Okay, button should be in the body because that is what is displayed, right? So okay, so let's say calculate and refresh. These are the functions we are looking for. Button, okay, yeah, so button is here, you see, calculate and refresh. Here we will add the 3 lines of code that it said. Okay, button class secondary. Okay, now we will save it. Okay, and let's go and refresh and see what happens to the screen. We'll back on browser, come back here and say reload. You see here, download, upload. Okay, and then you have add, calculate, refresh, right? So okay, but the function has not been added yet, so this will not do the trick. Okay, so this is browser. Okay, but then the code of reading has not been added yet. So we'll go back to our code, and now we will add the extra code that ChatGPT has recommended us to add. So we go and it says add this in the script section. Okay, script section will be in your home. So, okay, now script section means what? It should be something. Control F. This is how the script section should look like, right? Okay, where is it? Control F, script, find it. Up, it's not there. Down, it should be there. Yeah. So this is script, right? And all these are script. And then you'll have a ending tag, right? Slash script. So we can directly go to, and yeah, script here. Okay. Now here we can go and add our new script. This is for upload and download. Okay. Now let's go back to our, okay, and no, okay, so this is the other one, right? Now we need to go to Chrome one. Go to Chrome and then you say reload. Oh, there is an error. Did we not put it in the right place? It says script. Function export data. Okay, here. Control X, and we will put it here before this. Let's see. So all the functions are there, right? We'll put it. Now let's go and refresh it. Not getting refreshed. But function export, calculate and refresh. This is function. This is function. Makes sense. Then why? Okay. Let's go and look at the final code that we have created here. See, now what we could do is, okay, we can even copy and ask ChatGPT, okay, what has gone wrong here. Okay, we can copy and paste it, saying this is the code, okay, can you fix it and give it to me. So it will fix and give it to you. But then we also asked for the final thing, right? Let me copy that and paste it here. Okay, file save, done. Then go back to share, we go back to Chrome and we come back and we say refresh, reload. Okay, so now you see you have download, upload, everything. Okay, so here I go and let's add some data. January 9th, okay, 500 transaction, let's say grocery, okay, expense, and I'll say add entry. Then we go to February, 1200, salary, income, add entry. Then we'll go to March 6th, 300, mobile bill, okay, expense, add entry. Okay, so we got this data, right? Now you can say here download JSON. So see, this JSON file got downloaded. Now when we go to this different browser, so now we are in different browser. If you refresh it, okay, we'll get the latest code. Yeah. So of course this does not have the data, right? Now I'll say upload JSON. Upload. So every time you are done, okay, you just download the data in JSON, and now I'm saying upload JSON here, monthly expense tracker. JSON data uploaded successfully. Okay, you can see your data is here. It has calculated. You can say refresh. Okay, data will be there, and you can continue to add. This is what will be added. So if you delete it, so next time when you download JSON, this will not be there. So we built our first application, web-based application. Make sense? Yes? Will it be helpful? Yes.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems helpful, but yeah, it's a little complicated. But I think if we
No, no, no. What is
practice,
complicated? You just copied and pasted the code, right?
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean,
yeah, we just simply
No, I missed that. How did you run that?
uh, no. So see, nothing to so see the code that we got. The code we
mm-hmm.
pasted in Notepad. We saved it as HTML. You want to
Yes.
do it now? I mean, if you are in front of computer, we can try. Okay. So what we just did is, okay,
Mm-hmm.
code which was generated by ChatGPT, we copied
Mm-hmm.
that code, pasted in a notepad, and saved that notepad ad as tracker
Dot
tag.
HTML.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
and then we hit the run.
So in the browser, you have to open it here.
Yeah.
You open that, or you can directly double click on HTML. If you double click on HTML, it will automatically open in browser.
Okay. Okay. Like the notepad file save dot HTML. So
Right.
we don't have to, like in previous days hit run and
No, no,
like
no,
the run app and everything.
no, no.
Okay.
And this is standalone, right? We are not using any server. If we use server, then of course, okay, they'll become little more complicated because you need to understand the process. And this is what we are going to do in the second part. Once we are done with generative AI, second part would be that we will be doing coding so that you
Mm-hmm.
understand the coding a little bit. But for
Okay.
now, our objective is that to achieve or to build these applications without, you know, uh, without knowing coding. Okay, without knowing even the coding little bit.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. So I have not worked in the technology space, so it's a little like
So
new for me.
so maybe after this session, okay, you
Mm-hmm.
just try. Okay,
Sure.
um, um, uh, I'll post. You have access to the Google Drive because
Yes, I do.
yeah, we have, it's already shared in the group. The description also it's already added. So in case like you forget the link, you have it in group discussion. And what I'll do is okay, I'll copy the
Code
yeah, not the code, the prompt. Okay,
prompt. Yeah.
copying code doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
You have to get your own code. Okay, your code might
Okay.
look little different than mine. Color might be different. Font might. That's fine, but the application should perform same action,
Sure.
right?
Sure.
So
Yeah.
and what I'll do is okay. So this is the code that we have written. Now
Mm-hmm.
we did not talk about saving, right? So I'll update the same code. Okay, and I'll say to save the data permanently in a file so that I don't lose. Okay, add, upload, and download option to load and save the data in JSON format. Okay, this complete code will tell you what to do. And let's say you don't understand, then you can ask, how do I run it on a local machine? It will give you the stepwise. Step one, open Notepad. Step 2, save it. Step 3, double click on it. 3 step. Create, open a Notepad, save the code, okay, save the code as .html and double click. That's all.
Okay. Uh, uh, Actually, I didn't want to interrupt you earlier. I quickly wanted to ask you, what exactly is JSON?
Okay, I'll just talk about. Okay, let me update it here. So monthly tracker app, and I'll say here prompt. Okay, and I'll make it little bold, colorful, so that you know what we are talking about here. So this is the prompt that we used. Okay, so what is JSON? So JSON, okay, is JavaScript object notification. It is, so you know what is CSV, right? So CSV is comma separated file where data will be
Yes.
separated by comma, right? A comma, hyphen, whatever. JSON, okay, is something similar where the data will be separated using your curly bracket. Okay, so let's open the JSON that was downloaded and then we can look at it. So you can open it with Notepad. Something similar to XML, CSV. So here, if you look at the entire data, will be in a curly bracket. Okay, so first of all, this is entire data in curly bracket. Then, okay, you have this information called exported at. Okay, now this exported at is a way to know when you export it. Okay, so this is one entry. So one entry, then comma, then you have entries. Okay, so it is within curly bracket you have key colon value. So this is key colon value. So how many keys it has? It has exported at and it has entries. Now everything that you see here is actually entries, right? So when you have multiple values, then we use square bracket. Square bracket is when you have to give multiple values. Okay, now in Python, when we go, we will see they're called as a list. It's a list of values. Okay, now entries is where each column is represented. So if you remember, if you see our application had ID. ID is created automatically. Okay, the primary key. Then we had date, we had details, we had type, expense or income, and we had amount. So what it does is when you upload this JSON, it will look for the keyword entries, not exported. It will look for the keyword entries, and from entries it knows, okay, each of these things are row. Each of this curly bracket becomes a row here. Okay, now if you want to change it, you can even write your data here in JSON itself. Let's say you want to add one more. So to add one more row, I'll say comma, okay, and this is the format that you need to add. Okay, so I added this format, let's say. Now ID should be unique, something which is not there here. So let's say we add 46, 45. This is your date. Okay, let's make it April, 6th April. Then this is your details. So I'll say salary. And then, okay, salary is what? Income. So I'll copy income and change it to income. Now here spelling is important because if you see radio button, right, it will try to match to income or expense. And then let's say amount, you make it 1300. So like that, okay, the entries will be saved in a JavaScript notation file, okay, object notation. That means it's a standard way of reading the data.
Okay.
So you can keep on making entries like this. So when you save the data, when it says download, it will read that bottom table that it has created, left side bottom table, and it will create it in this JSON format.
Okay, got it, got it. Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Okay, so yeah, and just like this, you can try to create apps which you think, okay, you need for your own, work. And we'll do one more app, okay, and this time we'll use Python. Okay, so we'll use. Or do you want to see how this is getting uploaded? Let's go back to um, the Brave browser. Okay, and we will say here, okay, upload JSON. So I go here, click on it, and I say upload JSON. Unable to read JSON file, please upload a valid tracker JSON. Okay, okay, so maybe, okay, it has, if you look at, okay, so uh, let me go and open the JSON file again. So it could be because, okay, so so what we had done here, we gave this comma here. So when is the last entry, then you don't give comma. Okay, okay, comma means next value is coming. So it was difficult for it to parse as a JSON. So now if I save it, okay, I remove that comma from here. Now we go back, and now let's try to read it. See, JSON uploaded correctly, and you got this 4th April we added 1300, right? It came here. Make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's go back to our browser. No, we don't need to know code. That's what I'm doing now, okay? We don't need to know any code. You just need to know how to run it, that's all. Okay, and that's what I'm going to tell you, how to run HTML. Okay, save as HTML and run it, right?
Okay. Okay. The reason I wanted to ask was like for HTML, it's morely like the backend code where we decide the columns, the web page layout, and everything. But whereas in Python, we actually need some amount of like programming knowledge. At least that was my assumption, because like
The reason we are
the
using
logic concept.
ChatGPT is because we don't want to get into the code. And later we'll
Okay.
go. Definitely we'll spend some. That's why I said, right? Once we are done with generative AI, okay, I might need 4, 5 more classes to finish off generative AI. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, still like last week we were doing simple thing. Today we are going to one level up, doing developing applications, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Next is we'll be using OpenAI based applications. Okay, something similar we'll do, but we will add OpenAI, and that's why I want you to introduce you to Python. Okay,
Okay.
run
Okay.
Python program, how to run Python. Okay, you don't need to know the code. So
Okay.
once we develop OpenAI kind of application, let's say tomorrow, then next week we will be doing a few more things like how to analyze the data. Okay, data analytics using OpenAI.
Okay.
Again, you don't need to know how to do plotting, graphing, everything. You just upload and OpenAI will do everything for us. Once we do
Oh,
that, then we'll go little more deeper. Okay, then we will talk about RAG models and things like that. In fact, I think it's good time to introduce you to my Udemy course. Okay,
mm-hmm.
so okay.
So, do you also like, uh, for example, as you were saying that, we could do data analysis using Python sometime later in later classes. So, I do have, I did do some data analysis in the past using Excel and Tableau. So, where Tableau is more like, we don't need much of a programming knowledge, correct? Because, like, at least not in depth. But if people who know Python, they do have an upper hand. So, will it be something like that even here?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Python is always, okay,
Mm-hmm.
always, upper hand.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Because when doing the analytics and all, especially since it was self-taught, and doing the charts, it was easy, but I kind of felt like, had I known Python, it would have been way too, easier.
Yeah, true. So that, and in fact, you can integrate Python code with Tableau. Right?
Okay.
So yeah, you can see my screen. So here, okay, I'm going to give you access to two of my Udemy courses. So first one is the prompt engineering, okay, and here
Mm-hmm.
you can see how to create better prompts, facts and details, asking suggestions, doing language translation. Okay, I want you to go through this course by next Saturday. Just
Okay.
2 hours course, 2.5 hours course. Okay. This is something that we did last week. Okay, so something that we did last week. I just wanted to go through it and different options. We did 3 4 options, right? But here you can see
Mm-hmm.
you have lot more options.
Okay. Okay.
So I want you to try this one. Okay, so I'll create promotion code here, and okay, time remaining is 12 days. Okay, so great. You still have time for this. So you need
So I
to,
can just directly click on the link and
yes. Okay,
okay, great.
and this is the code. If you use this code, the cost will become zero. Okay,
Okay.
so let me.
Let me write that down.
And I'll put it in the group. Okay, you don't have to.
Oh, great, great,
I'll
great.
put it in the. I'm searching for the WhatsApp group. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is your prompt engineering Udemy course. Okay, and what it does is if I click on this, right? Okay, so this has coupon code built into it. Okay, so if you use
Okay.
directly this code, okay, you will not have to even enter the code. Okay,
Okay.
but in case if for some reason code is not asked, then you can use this code.
Definitely we'll do that.
Then it becomes 0. Okay, so this is what we are supposed to have done last week, and if you go through this, okay, we can finish off prompt engineering. So this is about prompt engineering. Uh,
Sure.
Next one is what we are going to do next is this generative AI. Okay, so this is the course. Okay, so you have AI in retail. Okay, AI. Now these are some of the theoretical part. Okay, if you remember, like first day before last week, the first week, these are the things that we discussed about in theoretical. VAEs, GANs, right? What is deepfakes, correct?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So this is theoretical aspect, and then this is machine learning. So you can ignore this part for now. Okay. Then from section 3 is what we are going to do. Okay. So first this talks about background of GPT, features, and all those things. You can go through it. Okay. The section 3 is also theoretical. Section 4 is prompt engineering, which you would have already done in more detail. Okay, and then this is where the section 5 starts. Okay, RAG, LangChain. Okay, and we are going to build some of these applications. So these are all applications using AI. So today we are going to build applications without AI. Later we are going to build applications with AI. Okay, so some of these things we'll do it tomorrow, and some of these things we'll do it later, because some of these things requires LangChain and RAG. We'll do it
Mm-hmm.
next coming weeks. Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So okay. So when we talk about generative AI, these are the main core applications that we generally talk about. Okay, and yeah. So these are the things that we're going to do for next 5 to 6. This is March, right? Somewhere in April, okay, we'll be able to finish off generative AI course. Okay, so I'm going to give you this. Okay, but generative AI, I want you to finish it and share the certificate in the group saying that you have completed it. Okay, it shows some kind of seriousness, right? So generative AI complete, sorry, not generative, prompt engineering complete it and share the certificate. This is for following week. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll create a coupon here. Again, you can join. Okay. Um, what, wait, sorry. This is to give individual access. Join this course. Okay, we will use yeah. So 100 redemptions in 31 days. Okay. So let's say coupon code. We give it as Gen AI March. Let's say. Okay, so this is the second course. So you don't have to do it. Join this course so that coupon is active. So you can join. But this one will next week you need to learn. I'll tell you what all sections to go through. But the first one, which I said prompt engineering, which should be completed by next Saturday. Just 2.5 hours of your time.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
So yeah,
Thank you.
problem. I'm going to close this. Okay. So yes.
Okay.
Now we are going to build. Now we are going to build a Python application. Now for building Python applications, you need to install Python. Okay. Build Python. First, install the Python. Okay, and you need to install the Python from python.org. Okay, so python.org is the website. Okay, and everything related, it's the official website. Okay, and everything that you need related to Python, you will find it here. Right, so this is the official homepage of Python, and here you can go to download and you can download the Python installer. So here you see you have source code. We don't want it. Now if you are working on Windows, okay, this is the version that we need, or for Mac, Android, we have other versions. So if you're using Mac, you need to download the Mac installer. Any of these things should be good, okay, depending upon the version that you have. And for Windows, okay, it's already on the home page, so you can download this, download and install. Okay, now to install it, okay, I'll give you a video to install. Okay, there is a couple of steps that you have to be careful about. Okay, let me see. Saurav, Python installation. Let me see if I get my video. It's there somewhere. Okay, so this is demo. Okay, I don't know where it is. Okay, I think this is where. Let me see if this has installer.
You will get this Windows.
Okay.
Okay, this is very similar to a command prompt.
Okay, so yeah, this is my
Hello again, everyone.
30 minutes
Good evening.
crash course on Python.
Things you can easily
So, okay, just refer through this and download. So this here, I'm talking about how to download and install.
Folder versions, you can go to Windows or Mac
Okay.
OS, or click on all releases. It will take you to a page where you can download the latest version. Or if you want older version, you can click on Windows here. If you
So I want you to try this. Okay.
Here.
So this is to install Python.
Download. You
Where is the notes here? Yeah. Install Python. Watch the video to download the Python. Now you can watch complete video, okay, but you don't have to practice anything. I will tell you when to practice. And if you have any, so this you try to do it today itself, okay. If you have any problem in not able to download it, we need to fix it tomorrow itself before we move ahead, okay. Sorry. So once you install Python, okay, and I have installed the Python in my D drive. So I'll go to command prompt and I'll share my screen with you. Okay, so I go to D drive, CD, Py projects, okay. I generally put all my Python projects here. Now, you can create a Python file anywhere, okay, and so this is after you install. So how do you know Python is installed? If you type Python here, right, it will give you this triple angular bracket. So if you type Python and if you get triple angular bracket, it means your Python is successfully installed. Your Python is successfully installed. Okay, and you can write your Python code here. Say print bracket hello. Okay, just sample code to see if it is working fine or not. Okay, so yeah, so this is how you do it. Okay, now I'll show you how, okay, we can write a simple Python code and run it. Python installer is the only challenge. Okay, after that you can again open a notepad. Okay, you can open a notepad. Okay, I come here and here I'll say print hello on 21st March 2026. Hello on 26th March 2026. Now this is a simple Python code and I'll save this here, save as, okay, D drive Py projects, okay, same folder, okay, so py Py projects, where is Py projects, yeah, here Py projects, okay. So in Py projects, again select all files, okay. Now the thing is we have to learn Python, right? There is no other way, okay. So let's start slowly, okay, step by step. Let's let's start. So in Py projects, these are different applications. I'm going to add this application. So I call this as Py 21m26.py. Py 21 March 26.py. Okay, so all file name should be py in Python, just like we had HTML in HTML, .py in Python. So I've created a notepad. I wrote one simple line of code and I'm saving it in this drive and I say save. Okay, so the code is saved. Now to run it, you come here, okay, and say py, or you can say Python, okay, you can say Python or just py space and the file name. So file name was py 21m26.py, and you see the code that we have written, print hello on 21st March 2026. So this is how you run the Python program. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll go back to the drive, okay, I'll open the same file, okay, and we are going to create, okay, p1m I will open with notepad. Okay, now we'll go back to our ChatGPT. We go back to ChatGPT and we'll ask ChatGPT to develop a Python file. Okay, so maybe we'll try to do same thing in Python, and okay, so I'm going to say or you want to have something different. Okay, so let's say we have something different. Um, okay, so I need to build a Python program, or I need a Python code, okay, to manage my project. Okay, now if you are using, if you are, you have the idea, you can explain it. Okay, or let's say, okay, not okay, let's say I'll do something. I'm just thinking, okay, instead of project tracker, okay, let's say, okay, so create a Python program that will take CSV file as input and like browse. Browse means, okay, you click the button, a button will say, okay, browse and upload. That will take CSV file as input and perform, okay, write a Python program for, what do you do like when you have these, you want to evaluate your task, right? What is that called? Like you want to see, what is the productivity and, right? Okay, so I want to write a Python program for productivity evaluation of my team. Okay, it will take CSV file as input and perform various analysis related to productivity metric. Okay, now if you know exactly what you want to do, you can mention it. I don't know, I'm just trying to think.
Study the pattern,
Yeah, okay,
like
metric, and display the metric and also add some charts. I don't know. Okay, so here I'm asking you think and do it for me. If you are very clear, these are the metric I want, you can give it. And now you see it will take CSV file as input, right? And also I will ask it to create template for CSV file, okay, where I can add data for the analysis. Okay, so it will give us an empty CSV file with columns, and we fill in those columns and then upload it, and this will do the entire analysis for us. And you can add this to save into database also. So Python has a database called as SQLite, okay, SQLite 3, numeric 3. SQLite 3 is an inbuilt database which Python has. So you don't even have to create a database. We are working with Python. It has an inbuilt database. Okay, let's say this. And we'll stop here for today once we are done with this. Okay, idea is that you should be able to develop small applications for your daily use using ChatGPT. Tomorrow we will up our game. We'll have application with brain. So at least today you should know how to run a HTML file and how to run a Python file. Okay, so see, it's telling us, so this is your template for CSV and this is your Python program. And these are the packages that we need to install. Okay, it uses Streamlit. Streamlit is something similar to HTML. Okay, it will create a browser-based application, you know, with buttons and all. Okay, UI, drop down, all those things can be done using Streamlit. So these are the the libraries that we need. Okay, anyway, I have all of them, but you can run it again. You go back to where we have installed this. Okay, and here you will say pip install. Pip install means you are installing this. Okay, what all things you are installing? You are installing Streamlit. Okay, so this will create UI. Okay, Streamlit is useful for UI. Pandas for data analysis, Matplotlib for visualization, and you hit enter. Okay, it will say requirements already satisfied because I have them. Okay, so yeah, so so you can see that. Then, sorry. So this is done. Then, okay, what it says here, okay, so it has given us these two. Okay, so this is Python program and this is your CSV. Okay, so this is the template in which we need to fill the data. Okay, so okay, the CSV we need to fill the data, and this is the Python program that we have to run. Okay, so you downloaded both. Now let's go and look at this template that we have. Okay, monthly productivity template. And I'm not going to upload any of these files because I want you to create these files. Okay. Okay, now you see it has even added some dummy data. Employee, team, okay, task assigned, task completed, hours worked, okay, productivity hours. So it has created this template data. So you know how to or what template to add. So once you are done, you save it. You can delete and write your own data here. Then you close it, and okay, we need to copy the Python file and I'm going to put that in the same drive. Okay, PyProjects, and and to run your Streamlit applications, right? Okay, and see, that's what I said, right? Everything will be given to us by ChatGPT. Okay, so okay, and this is how you run Streamlit application. So in Streamlit application, you don't say Python, you say Streamlit. Streamlit run team productivity evaluator.py. So I'm going to copy it and go back to the folder where I have added those, and I say Streamlit run file name and hit enter. Okay, let's see. So yeah, this check will check it. Yeah, so let it check. I'll say allow access. Okay, so now you see it says this has launched like a server. Okay, so they others can use this one or on localhost. Okay, this is how you would use it. In fact, it has created here. If you go back on our browser, see, this has created a team productivity evaluator. Okay, so here it is browse details. Okay, so you browse files. I say browse files, and I go to D drive, PyProjects, the file template that it has created. Okay, PyProjects, team productivity template, upload it. Okay, you see the entire event is created here. Team productivity evaluator, employee 6, task assigned, task completed, teams, on time rate, utilization, average quality score. This is the data. And these are your charts here, you see. It even tells you how the productivity score is calculated. Okay, top 10 employees by productivity score, completion on time, monthly trend, hours breakdown. Again, within 10-15 minutes, you have the entire chart ready. Yes?
Yeah.
Great. So, without knowing Python, without knowing HTML, now you are able to create Python based applications and your HTML based applications. You just need how to run it. And in this case, I didn't even know, right? I had no clarity. Okay, so ChatGPT created the clarity. So again, I'm going to copy the code, okay, the prompt, and I'll paste it here. So by tomorrow, just practice these two and let me know. Okay. So while watching, it could be little, you may not get confidence until you do it. So please do it, get confident, and ask me if you have any questions tomorrow. Okay, if there are no questions, we'll continue building more applications. So tomorrow, we'll add AI part also to it. Okay.
Okay.
All good? I need at least 4 classes, 4 more, or maybe 4 to 6 classes to finish off generative AI.
Okay.
Then we get into the programming aspect, Python and SQL, and that will be longer. Okay, that will take us few months.
Sure.
But with ChatGPT, we will move faster. Okay, we will not we'll move faster. Okay, we will not going to learn everything step by step. Okay, we will take the help of ChatGPT to learn Python programming and other programming. Cool.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Okay, take care, everyone, and
Thank you.
see you tomorrow. But please practice these two. I'll upload it as soon as possible so that you can review this video before tomorrow's session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye.